Hey everybody, this is the Slightest Review. I'm here today to talk about how the writers let Luciana down and Fear the Walking Dead. Now I just rewatched the second season and I'm about to rewatch the third one starting tomorrow. And I've said this before, my Fear the Walking Dead videos is like the Luciana character, she's literally just there in the show and she doesn't really do much. The most interesting time she's ever had was in season 2. And the most interesting time she's ever really had was when she was with Nick, before Nick started turning into a bad boy again in season 3. I don't understand what the world of writers were thinking. When we saw Luciana in season 2, she went from being like a Maggie character, and then she later just turned into like an Edith or a Tar or what's Maggie's sister name? Beth. Like she's literally just a background character. No, but yet she's a recurring background character, which is a very odd phrase. I don't even look at Luciana as a main character no more. She's basically just a recurring character who gets paid a lot more than background characters, but she's in the background. She barely says anything, and if she does, it's not of any importance. They always send her on side missions that are like useless, and you barely get to see her do anything in those side missions. I remember in season 4, she found some man who she went to go help. He was trapped in a car, and his dying wish was just to have a beer, and she couldn't understand why until later on she got poisoned, and then she's all like, now I understand why he wanted a beer. And I'm just like, that's all they gave her to do in that season, other than her looking for Nick's killer. But okay, here's the thing. When they was looking for Nick's killer, Alicia led the charge. And wait, not his killer. First they were looking for Madison's killer. So okay, that made sense for Alicia to lead the charge. But then when Nick died, it was pretty much what's her face? Alicia still leading the charge. It should have been Luciana. That was her boyfriend. That was her man. She left her people for him. It should have been her raging out and looking for for Charlie or Chuck or whatever and trying to maim her. But no, it was Alicia and stuff. And it's just like that was her moment to shine, and they took that from her. Then in this last season, what really bugged me was, once again, she barely did anything. She barely showed up. She barely said anything. And they got rid of her by having her go to that place while the oil towers and stuff were at. And because she learned how to do that in one episode, now she's an expert who had to go there for a second time. And when she went there for a second time, okay, we saw the oil like shoot out the towers and the tanks and everything. And it was like, okay, that's really impressive. So we thought it was going to be a Luciana episode. No, it was a June episode. And that's when that one lady lost her arm. And it's just like, you took away Luciana's moment again to make June seem more like an awesome character. I just hate when they shun these people of character and they let the white characters be like the most awesome people on the show. It's like really sucks. And that happened a lot in season 2, and that was set in Mexico, for crying out loud. But when we saw her in season 2, she was fierce. She was tough. She was just like Maggie. She didn't take no bull from anybody. She did not take no bull from Nick. And she even told him in one argument, because one time he wanted to leave. And she told him, because he wanted to make some kind of drug drop or something like that. And she's all like, no, it's not going to do it. And not going to do it unless I say it. And then she pretty much cusses him out in Spanish, which pisses him off. But then she tells him in Spanish, I'm the boss. And I say, we're not going to go. And then she starts making out and doing and stuff. And it's like, that was such like a tough girl role. And when she talked to Nick, she did not take Nick's crap. She called him like a baby. And he whines and all this other stuff. Now, she went out until like the desert, went to them one dudes to get like water, and she was killing zombies left and right. She was putting the blood on her face to blend in with the zombies, and she was doing everything like a leader would do, like a second in command or something like that. And then soon after that, she just became Nick's girlfriend, and then she became nothing. And it's just like, what happened to this tough character? The writers have let her down. She's a shell of her former self, And it's like, it's such a shame because after a while, even the Maggie character started to turn like that. And Luciana has been here since season 2. So you think she would have more to do or something to say, or at least a solo episode. I honestly can't even recall a solo Luciana episode since season 2. And if she did have a solo episode, it was always with somebody else, mainly Nick. She mainly just became Nick's girlfriend. So I just don't understand why they wrote Luciana the way they did now. I mean, in season 2, she even went up against like these drug gangsters and stuff. They wanted to take her village. She was not going to leave. She was willing to stay there and fight and die because she said that, even though Alejandro betrayed her, he's been more of a father figure to her than anybody else. The village in which they lived in, that was her first real home because, and also for the other people staying there, because they really didn't have much growing up and stuff. And so you have this noble, courageous, strong character who they just wrote into like a recurring background character in later seasons. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.